Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome one and all to Friday night with me, sitting in my fish room, drinking a beer that's been poured very poorly. Got the size of the head on that one. It's Friday night, it's Aquarium Adventures live stream. Are we still all jumpy? We're still all jumpy. I remembered 30 seconds ago that I was meant to do something about that. So I've not had any time to check anything, and I don't think I can fix anything while we're doing it. But I have turned off ads. So we've got that going for us. What else have we got going for us? Tonight we've got the normal, regular weekly quiz. 20 questions. Fun for all the family. Where are the fish? Oh, good question. Where are the fish? Brian? Roll call. There they are. God, it looks murky again. It's not. It looks clearer in person. Yes, there they are. I'd forgot to turn that on. Who else have we got in here? Dan's in. Good evening, Dan. Nice to see you again. I got your message tag. What's it? Dan lives close to me, so he tagged me in a new ownership of my local fish shop. So I was feeling all magnanimous. That's not the right word. I was feeling all, I don't know what I was feeling supportive, so I messaged them to say, oh, I'd love to come and do a bit of video. Maybe we could talk to you about how your journey to being a fish keeper and opening a shop and all the challenges involved in taking over a shop and what your plans are, because they posted on social media about, we've got big plans, we're going to do lots of things. I thought, oh, I'll give you a little bit of a boost, a video, maybe a bit more exposure and all that kind of stuff. It's been, if only I had my crickets button. There it is. That's all I've heard back from them. So I guess they don't want to, which is fine. David, how are we doing? Simon, Stuart, all the way from a very wet and thundery Wolverhampton. Yes, it's like it's on the edge of something here at the moment. Oh, something's happened. It's exam results week in the UK for GCSE students. It was A levels last week. It's GCSEs this week. So I've got one of each, sitting one of each. And the GCSE one is decided to spend the night camping out on the common tonight with all his friends. So we've had like 6 months of ridiculously hot weather. And then this week it's just pissed it down constantly all week, and it's freezing cold and horrible, and they've decided to go camping. So that'll be fun for them. Applegal, how we doing? AV good. Hi from Sweden, says Gasmask. Hello yourself. Where are the fish? Here they are. There they are. Applegal says, I've been dealing with a blind betta fish who I think hurt his mouth and is finally finding it easier to eat after days of TLC, so things are looking up. I hope everyone's fishies are good and happy. Well, that's good. That's what we like, a nice positive story. Mine, there's a smell. You know that smell that you get? There's a definite smell in here, but I've yet to find a dead fish, and I've spent the last couple of hours going around, double checking all the tanks, making sure there's nothing's fallen somewhere that I can't get at it, and I can't find anything, and everything seems to be accounted for. But there's a definite smell. So I did do a couple of big filter changes. Not changes, filter cleans. So I'm wondering if it's just that I've stirred something up and there's a smell from that, but and we'll see what happens. I can't see anything that's gone wrong, but I have had big news this week. I have had a lot of new fish in, so it's kind of almost fully stocked. It's looking good. So I'm back at the kind of area that I wanted to be at. I've now got a little bit of a progression from babies through to juvenile fish through to slightly larger fish. I haven't got really any adults for sale as such. This is annoying, this video business. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Maybe if I turn the camera off and back on again, will that work? Bye. I don't know. I'm not going away. I'm just trying something. Can you still hear me? Maybe you can still hear me. I'll just keep talking as if we are actually here. That's the one thing I've realised I haven't changed, is I haven't actually turned this camera off in about 3 weeks. So we'll see if that makes any difference whatsoever. But yeah, we've had lots of new fish, basically. I'm kind of happy. I've got all restocked. Some few new strains that I wanted to get in, some strange strains that I didn't want to get in that have come in anyway. So yeah, it's looking good here. I just need to tidy things up a little bit. I've been working a lot on my auto water change system a little bit, trying to dial that in. And it's kind of going okay. I've also put up more cameras and I've got things sorted out that way. Just everything's a bit of a mess. So a tidying day, maybe tomorrow. And we'll see how we get on with that. I was just about to ask about the ads. You shouldn't have any ads. We should be ad-free tonight. I've turned off the ads. Big Lad 1830, how we doing? Teresa's in. How we doing, Teresa? Adam never got any ads. I mean, an ad blocker could be your savior. Although, I don't know, does that hurt me? I don't get any revenue if you all use ad blockers. I use an ad blocker. Whisper it. Now it's officially a stream. Hey, I like what you did there. Yeah, this was another decision that I've made, which I haven't really made a decision. I've made more indecision. No, I've been talking for the last few weeks about moving this tank around with my big 12-foot tank, inhabitants-wise. I just don't want to do it. Every time I think of it, I just get a feeling of, I don't want to do that. I kind of like this setup. I like having that big, long tank with lots of individual communities doing their own thing in there. It's kind of a sight to be seen, so I enjoy that. And although this is a 7 and a bit foot tank, it will have some of that. It just won't have a 12-footness of it. So I'm just going to keep this going for a while. I do keep on top of like water changes and tests and everything, so the water quality is good in here, and there is space for them to move around. It just looks like this because you can only see half of it on the stream usually. But I think I'll be looking into...
Oh, my balls.
Oh, my balls. Thank you, someone, for doing a thing. Teresa has done a super chat. Thank you very much, Teresa. Is that to make up for the ads revenue that I'm missing on? Thank you very much, Teresa. But I think what I want to do is just keep Brian in here, and if it comes to it where I feel like it's just not big enough or something's not coping, I'll move on some of the other fish, because technically I'm just looking after the big massive wolffish and the big massive flagtail. They are not these two fish here that you can see. No, that I can't point at. Oh, it's hard work, that one and that one. So if they were to go back to their owner, there would be plenty of space in here. So we'll see what we get done with it. Les Boss, how we doing? Those are letters that mean nothing. What have I said? I'm behind again, aren't I? Pardon me. Raining in Dublin too. Heatwave officially over. Yep, no doubt. Shaz says, hi mate, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll pick the... Oh, this is the guy who's coming to pick up the angelfish. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow. That'll be nice to meet you. Ads are part of our lives. It's 100 degrees and feels like 113 today. I refuse to go outside. I mean, that's... Therein lies the difference between us. When it is 30-odd degrees here, it's 30-odd degrees inside as well. So there is no escape. There is no relief. So thank yourself lucky that there's at least some kind of temperature difference on the inside to the outside. Dead fishies are terrible, especially the hidden dead ones. I know. It could just be fish poop that you started. I think that might be what it is. So I've done a big clean on the 2 of the filters that run this tank, and I've done a big clean on one of the filters that runs the cichlid tank behind me. The pump on that had pretty much failed, so it was only a trickle, so there was just loads of gunk that I've... So I don't know if it's just me stirring up gunk is what the smell is. So to the person who's coming tomorrow, apologies for the smell if it hasn't gone by then. I have to start taking cash out of the ATM every week so the wife doesn't find out how much my fish actually cost after ordering some CW217s through our local shop. Very good, very good. Ads off, please. There I was waiting for your live stream to start, thinking you're very late starting tonight. 9:10. I notice it says upcoming. It was Thursday night. The ads are off. Are they not off? They should be off. I mean, I can manually insert an ad, but I did remember to turn them off. And I only scheduled this morning, so how did you get this last night? I don't know. Did you get any assassin snails? No, I did not. There was loads of things that... So I ordered loads of worms as well. Didn't get any of them. What else? There's a few things I ordered that just didn't turn up. So I think I got some electric pigeon discus or super electric or something or other. And I was a bit like, what the hell are these? And I realised that what I think's happened is the line under that on the order form was for the red diamond discus, which I did actually want. So, and I ordered them, but I think the person who's packed them has read the wrong line and just given me the wrong fish. So, they'll be cool fish. We'll see how we get on. Your new fish looks good and healthy, stressed, but of course that's to be expected. Yeah, I mean, I always wonder about shooting videos on the day I put fish in. So I only released the day, but I put them in yesterday. And I did have half a mind to go around and shoot them today. So once they'd had like kind of 24 hours to settle in, and just overlay that over the top of me talking when I was going around. But then it kind of got to like 10 o'clock this morning. I got busy with work and thought, oh, bugger it, I'll just send it. So I didn't actually get around to doing that. But what I am thinking of doing is just like a weekly video, maybe a short or something, if I can fit it into 3 minutes, where once a week I just go around all the tanks showing what we've got in stock, how they're looking, what the price is, all that kind of stuff, just as a kind of weekly check-in, and post it on all the platforms and all that good stuff. And hopefully that'll be of use to people, because I'm also thinking about, or I'm also starting to get myself set up for shipping fish. So I've finally got accepted. So I found one of the 3 accredited shippers in the UK who are accredited and licensed to ship live fish. And I started the process, and next week I will be taken through the portal. It sounds very interesting, this. So there's going to be a portal that I have to go on when I want to book my deliveries. I have to pick a day. I'm probably going to pick Wednesday. I think I get a chance to change that, but I have to have 1 delivery a week. And then if I don't have any shipments to send, I just have to cancel the delivery. So that's fine. Extra bit of admin, but who doesn't love an extra bit of admin? But basically, if you want to buy fish and you're further afield, it will be, at the moment, it will be pick up from me on Wednesday to deliver to you on Thursday morning. And I think it's guaranteed before 1 p.m. or something like that, but I will check all the details out and ask all my questions. So hopefully there has been a lot of interest from people who are further afield. So hopefully they haven't gone away and found fish from other people now and no longer want any. Otherwise, this was a massive waste of time. But we'll see how we get on with that. Shipping fish wasn't something I necessarily wanted to do, but I think to maintain this and make it viable, there isn't enough local business to warrant it. I am getting people who are coming from further afield. So I've had someone come from Scotland, someone else coming from Scotland next week or the week after they were talking about. I've had people from the West Coast, people from the East Coast, people from a little bit further south. But it is unreasonable for me to think people are going to drive past some other very good, well-respected, very experienced discus specialists to come and see me. So for those that do want to support me by buying my fish, hopefully there will be an option for that soon. It's the lives you will always get ads. I mean, you shouldn't get ads in the lives now that I've turned them off, hopefully. Hello, Stevie P. Nice to see you. You need to build another mega tank. Maybe, not in the near future. I have thought about maybe like squishing my desk setup up a little bit to maybe bring something out here a bit deeper. So this is basically an 8-foot space here, and this is just over a 2-foot wide tank. So if I brought it out to be 3 foot wide, that would give more swimming space and maybe get some people to shut their up a bit about it. But then I'd have this big tank and I'd have to find somewhere to put it. And I can't really do that yet without completely redesigning everything. I just don't want to think about it. So basically, I don't want to think about moving fish for a while. I want to concentrate on trying to run this as a business for a little while. And then we'll have another round of dicking about. So we'll see what we got on with. Thank you, Teresa, for your £2. Thank you very much. It means a hell of a lot. Mega Tank's an amazing display for the shop. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking, that everyone that has visited is always going, oh, that's a cool big tank. Oh, so is that one. Hang on, that's the same tank. And I think that's a nice thing. Some people who have come and they've brought their kids with them, the kids have been like, oh my God, wow. And I remember being a wee guy going to fish shops and going, wow, look at the size of that. So if they can come and they can see Brian, they can come and see a big F-off fish tank. That's good. It's not saying it's going to be a draw for them, but I enjoy it too. So why not let everybody else enjoy it? Pardon me. So we'll see. Maybe for phase 3 of world domination, we'll do something else. Pardon me. Right, where do we get to? I'll show you my setup if you want. I can send you. Yeah, by all means, share some pictures. We have a Discord up there. You can share pictures and show off. It's kind of the one and only opportunity humans have to just show off. Show off your fish tank. That would be a good way to do it. I have not seen an ad yet, and I do not have premium. I think we're on to our winner then. Are there any nearby shops or even other creators you could offer free fish to? Free fish? What on earth? To get your name and the quality of your fish out there once you're ready. I mean, there are other fish shops. Maybe. I think that would be the kind of thing that if I was to scale up the breeding side of things, I might do that. So like the little shop I was talking about there that's just gone under new ownership, yeah, I could give them some discus when I grew them on a bit. The only problem is, unless I'm giving them adults, the type of care the average fish shop is willing to give a discus is going to make it look bad fairly quickly. So it's only going to take a few weeks of them keeping them in a lower temperature tank, not doing big water changes regularly and feeding it the same flake that they feed every other tank, for that fish to start to look stunted and poor shape or just get ill or whatever it might be. And I've talked about this a lot. No fault of that shop, because I understand what they have to do, how busy they must be to keep that shop running. They can't dedicate specialist care to lots of different species unless you are one of the big specialists and have hundreds of staff. It's just not there. But maybe in terms of products, like my foods or my unpatented fish tank cleaner or some merch or something along those lines, maybe they could give them to get the name out there. But this is kind of the perfect platform to get my name out somewhere. I'm on YouTube. There are hundreds of thousands of people. Thousands of them watch my videos every week. All right, many of them are in America who aren't going to be buying fish from me. So I guess that's a little bit limited, but things are starting to move. I'm getting a lot of messages, which is heartening. I'm getting lots of inquiries and lots of disappointed people at the moment when they realise I'm in Sheffield. So I don't know if you saw today's video where I talked quite a bit about how I was in Sheffield. I live in Sheffield. Because I get so many messages about, oh, I've seen your videos and I've seen you've got these fish. Can you send me some more close-ups of those fish? And I go, yeah, of course I can. I'll go and I'll take some extra pictures or some videos of some fish, send them through, and they'll have like full-on discussions over days with people about, oh, my tank's at this pH, will that be okay? Or would you recommend raising or buffering or doing this? Oh, no, or whatever. I've got these fish, will they get on well with them? Or I'm thinking about doing this in the future, will that be a problem? Then we'll get through it. And then eventually they're like, right, okay, so where are you? I'm in Sheffield. Oh, I'm in Bristol. You're like, why didn't you put that at the start of the conversation? Not that I don't want to have these conversations, but now, at least, hopefully, I'll be able to say, I'm in Sheffield, but I can ship them to you. If that makes any sense. I've just had a pop-up ad, the kind that covers the chat but doesn't stop the audio. Are those different from regular ads? If they are, I have no control over those ones. All I can do is I can have automatically inserted ads, or I can have manually inserted ads. I've chosen manually, and I haven't inserted any, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to my visit. Me too, Stuart. It'll be good to meet you. You can see some of your artwork up on display in my fish room. It's almost 6 p.m. here now. I've got clothes still on the line. Just put fresh air dried sheets in my bed. Nothing better smelling. Well, me talking about the smell of dead fish. Yeah, sorry about that. I just thought maybe just that it was targeted more locally. Yeah, don't think it's a bad idea. I also don't want to piss people off. If you've gone to the trouble of actually starting a fish shop, do you really want some dildo running a shop from his garage to be stomping all over your business? And I don't know whether or not that would be a problem, or whether they would think that, because there aren't that many shops here, but they all sell discus. I would argue that mine are better, or going to be better, than theirs are. But I don't know. Maybe I need to have a chat with some of them. One to think about. Thank you, Zenny. Graham's Corner and the LFS if they reply. Yeah. Someone has done something else. Someone has sent a membership. And I can't see that because my eyes are terrible. Baba6 has been gifted a membership. Wow. Thank you very much, Teresa. You're on ball tonight. Right, someone take Teresa's purse off her. She's obviously had a few wines and is spending money like it's no tomorrow, making it rain. Welcome. That means if you play the quiz tonight, Ahababa. I've made that out. Alibaba? I've already forgotten. New member. If you play the quiz tonight, you get extra points. Straight in away, you're getting your membership benefits. That local fish store bought all my accidental Daniels. They might be interested in buying your homebred discus. Was that Elm Lane? Because I have sent them an email and sent them a message, and they just completely blanked me. I don't know if I've upset them previously. That's another problem of being an internet personality, is quite often I talk shit about people. That, not in a nasty way. Well, is there a nice way to talk shit about people?
What do points make?
Prizes.
Prizes.
If I have critiqued a fish shop that I visited,
what do points
they
make?
get pissed off about it.
Prizes.
And people have long memories. And I remember talking about how awfully run the auction, the fish auction that I go to at my local fish club. And then you can see them when I step into the next time. They're like, "Is that wanker that said we were shit at running auctions? I'd like to see him run a fish club." So I don't know. Maybe I've upset them that way. There could be something.
What do points make?
Whatever. Is this your way of telling me you want to do the quiz? Shall we do the quiz, people? Right. Let me find the link. Copy link address. Paste quiz.
What do points make? Prizes.
So for those of you who are new or uninitiated, what's going on here is the people who are members of the channel get to type !75, and if they are members and aren't just joker chancers trying to steal extra points, they get 75 free points whenever they want it. So you can type it now and get them at the start, which means I have to add 0 to 75, which is good. Or you can add at any point during the quiz if you want to be tactical. Then I have to get the calculator out.
Points make?
But that's fine. I've got it right here. And every now and again, I give away prizes, so it can pay to hang around. We do it month at a time. So at the end of the month, we'll have a monthly winner, and sometimes the monthly winner gets stuff. We might have a weekly winner. Okay, if these very specific criteria are met tonight, if the winner is both in the UK and really wants some Salvinia natans floating plants, they'll get that. There, how about that? That's the prize we're playing for tonight. Because I've got far too many of them. I mean, you can't really have too many good suppliers or breeders. That is true. Maybe they'll be. Maybe I'm worrying about nothing. Who knows? Right, I'm going to add your points. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I sort this out. Pardon me. Bohemian Blondie, hello. Right, did I miss any? Did I miss any? So we're starting with Stevie P. 75. Stevie P was last month's winner, and he won stuff. 3D printing stuff, so it's not always necessarily fish stuff that you win. Especially if you're in America, you win things that Amazon can send you.
What the points make? Prizes!
Zenny Teresa. Teresa is there. 75. Zenny is there. 75.
What the points make? Prizes!
Applegal Lesbos Lee. Applegal Lesbos Lee. Applegal Lesbos Lee. Applegal. Kitles. Lee. Lee's not even in. Lee's pre-gaming her points. Dan. Adam. It's YouTube's fault. So that's only Blondie and Error 404 that aren't members. I mean, you might as well join as a member just so you've got a chance. That wasn't my nefarious plan all along. Adam, Zenny, Umiru. Okay. It was Elmlane. It could be worth just nipping up. New guys might be bogged down. Old owners didn't seem too tech savvy. Yeah, exactly. I am not making any aspersions yet. I replied on a post to one of their things publicly just to say, oh, I can't wait to come up and have a look. I just didn't want to put on publicly, I'm a YouTuber, don't you know? Can I come and film in your store? So I might just go along one day and just nip in and see what it's like and all about. Hit the like button. Yes, let's do a bit of admin while we're waiting for everyone to join in the quiz. Everything's free. You don't have to pay. You can be a member and get some extra points, but you can still play for free. If you're super smart or super lucky or somewhere in between, you've still got as much of a chance as anyone else. There will be gambling in questions 10 and 20 where you get to bet some, all, or none of your points. So you can make up some ground or lose some ground, depending on how that goes. But yeah, just watching the stream, all I ask is a like would be nice, even a dislike, some kind of engagement. If you would say hello in the chat, that would be nice too. I'm just saying, don't you know who I am? I know. Oh, it sends shivers down my back thinking about saying something like that.
What the points make? Prizes!
But what I really want is just everyone to go and watch a video. One video, that'd be nice. And enjoy your evening with us tonight. So we will get the quiz kicked off in about -1 minute because I'm a bit late. Lauren, I've just seen, asking for some points. Lauren has some points. Mona Lee has finally logged in, so she can get some points. Yes, it's only Blondie and Error 404 who are not getting their starting points. Right, we've got 11 people in tonight. I shall show you. What shall I show you? The current standings. Nope, that's my price list. Wrong one. Oh, I hope I saved that before I shut it. The current standings for the quiz, we are in August, I believe. Are here. Just Average Dan is currently in the lead with 6,944 points. Adam's just behind him, 6,822. Blondie, 6,336. Stevie P, Zenny, Lauren, Error, Kitles, The Messiah, and Gem, or Gem 96. are in your top 10. But, you know, if you're fast on the finger, that's not a phrase, Graham. You could do well. We've also got, after this, another secondary quiz. Tonight, it's a little bit of everything. So a little bit of dingbats, a little bit of answer smash, a little bit of rank things in order, a little bit of what word fits in here, and anything else I can think of at the time. Let me just turn this off so as it doesn't shut up. So it does shut up, actually. Any more for any more? I haven't convinced Blondie or Error 404 to join as members. There's the scanny thing for those of you who like to scanny thing. GeoGuessr! No GeoGuessr, not tonight. Although we will have to sneak one in. Maybe next week, because I have been paying for it for almost a year and we've used it like 4 times. So I might as well sneak one in. Next week, people. Paul, how we doing? Paul snuck in there, as did Lauren. Almost late to the party, as almost. Some of those words were in that sentence in a different order. Always late to the party, as almost. That was close. Blondie likes the challenge. I don't dare doubt it. GeoGuessr. Okay, definitely that's 2 for GeoGuessr. GeoGuessr will return next week. I can hear Mandy going, yay, waving a flag really energetically in the background, going, woo, GeoGuessr. Oh. Next week will be my last one for a month, off to Thailand, a week on Monday. Wow. Who's looking after the chickens? Right, we have 12 people, 13 people, something like that, ready to go. I'm going to press the button. "20-second countdown." I should insert an ad now just to screw it all up, but I won't. Oh, I meant to talk sponsorships as well. We have some news on that front too. I'll save that for after the quiz. The quiz. I've had barely one beer, people. Question number 1. Which instrument might you use to measure the salinity of an aquarium? A hygrometer, a salinometer, an oceanometer, or a refractometer? I hope everyone's going, what could be? Oh, I don't know. It could be any of them. Oh. Depends what you think. Which instrument might you use to measure the salinity of an aquarium? Hygrometer, salinometer, oceanometer, or refractometer? You thought... Oh. One of you thought it was an oceanometer. It was, in fact, any of those 3. Anything except oceanometer. A hygrometer, a salinometer, and a refractometer are all devices used for measuring salinity. Aren't 2 of them right? 2 of them are. 3 of them, yep. I was trying to mix things up a bit and keep you on your toes. So, after question 1, Sandy McGinger is in first place jointly with Applegal. Adam's 1 point behind. DC, showed yourself up there by only one person getting that one wrong. Oh no, it could have been Teresa. Could have just been slow. Question number 2. The official name of the 1969 landmark countercultural festival was Woodstock Blank Fair. Was it the Woodstock Music and Freedom Fair, Music and Peace Fair, Music and Love Fair, or Music and Art Fair? Just going to do a bit of live resizing. There we go. What was the official name of the Woodstock Festival in 1969? You have gone with the Woodstock Music and Love Fair. It was the Music and Art Fair. The official name for the legendary festival is the Woodstock Music and Art Fair, held in Bethel, New York. The event became a pivotal moment in the music history, drawing hundreds of thousands of attendees despite being planned for only 50,000. Now you know. Teresa knew. Lee knew. Question 3. What actress stars alongside Warren Beatty in the 1967 crime drama film Bonnie and Clyde? Is it Jane Fonda, Faye Dunaway, Julie Christie, or Anne Bancroft? I put this one in just in case Rebecca turned up. Because if she hasn't seen any films made before the 90s, she won't have seen this one. But who stars alongside Warren Beatty in the crime drama Bonnie and Clyde? You think that it might have been Faye Dunaway. It was. Well done. Lauren making an appearance in the top 3. Propping up Zenny, who's propping up Adam. Question 4. Will I get a libation? Is what does a somnambulist do? Create items from clay, play in an orchestra, identify new stars, or experience sleepwalking. What does a somnambulist do? First beer of the evening was Hellfire Pale Ale. This is a new beer delivery week. Second beer is going to be Salt Hex. The first one was very yummy. What does a somnambulist do? 11 of you think that he sleepwalks. Ding ding. A person who sleepwalks, that is someone who gets up and walks around while in a state of sleep. Sleepwalking typically occurs during the deep stages of non-REM sleep and can range from benign activities like sitting up and talking to more complicated actions like leaving the house. Can I do this? One of my sons does this. One of my sons can solve complex, well, not complex, but can solve maths equations. He'll quite often just come and join me in the middle of the night when I'm watching TV and sit down, go, what's going on? And have full-blown conversations with me, fast asleep. So we started, it was happening, at one point it was happening enough that we decided to start quizzing him when he came down to see what would get him. And it was only the most complex of questions that would actually make him get, you could see him going, oh, it does not compute. And then he would kind of wake up and go, oh, what's what? Oh. So that was quite funny. Adam's top spot, Zenny, second spot, Lauren, third spot. Adam says, my dad went to Woodstock in 69 and I went to Woodstock in 94. Is that the one that went completely crazy? Or was that there was one that went a bit mental, wasn't there? My brother used to do that, leave the house, wake up in the street. Yeah, apparently I did that when I was a kid. My dad coming home from night shift would see me wandering about out the back, fast asleep. Question 5. Which of these animals is only found on the continent of Antarctica? Zoos do not count. Which of these animals is only found on the continent of Antarctica? The Arctic fox, the polar bear, the emperor penguin, or as Benedict Cumbersnatch would say, penguin, or the Arctic hare? Arctic fox, polar bear, emperor penguin, or Arctic hare? You think it's the penguin? It is. Despite it being such a harsh, frigid area, the emperor penguin thrives in the extreme climate. 99 was the one that Satan went to see Limp Biscuit. All right, yeah. Then he drops out into fourth place. Dan, the Armitages are staking a claim for the top spot. They're coming after. It's YouTube's fault. Question 6. Which planet is home to the largest volcano in the solar system? Is it Jupiter, Earth, Mars, or Venus? This one is also delicious. Hex Hell's Lager. A crisp light. I would agree with that. A crisp light beer. Which planet has the largest volcano? You think it is Mars. It is Mars. It's named Olympus Mons. The colossal shield volcano stands about 13.6 miles high. 3 times the size of Mount Everest. That's a big volcano. I clicked polar bear so fast and so wrong. Every time, it's not going to make any sense to anyone. Shut up, Graham. Every time I see polar bear or read polar bear, something in my head goes, bear polar. That's how you say it in my language. Because of one thing. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole now. There's a comedy sketch show. It's not a sketch show. It's a comedy show that plays on the radio for like 4 or 5 years that starred Benedict Cumbersnatch. That I would implore you to go and find somewhere. Sometimes it's called a podcast. Sometimes it's called a comedy show. It can be downloaded. Sometimes it's called music. It's called Cabin Pressure by John Finnemore. Starring John Finnemore, Benedict Cumbersnatch, and Roger Allam and Stephanie Cole. And it's about these people who are trying to run an airline with one plane. And they get into capers and japes every week. So if you do a lot of driving, it's the perfect thing to download and just listen to as you're driving along. Because I must have listened to the whole thing end to end 20 times, 50 times even. And it has made its way into my vocabulary on a day-to-day basis more than I would like to admit. There's just so many things that I use all the time to talk about it. But one of the episodes is where they go to do a flyover of polar bears to show some bear enthusiasts, and I can't. This is so stupid. I'm sorry, everyone, but you're going to have to sit and listen to me because it's my thing. One of the pilots does a cabin address to the passengers to say that the other pilot's French when he's not French, just because they had a falling out with each other, and says he's going to now present a story on polar bears, but because he's French, he's going to do it in his native French. And he goes, there you go, passes it over. And he says, I would not, he puts on the worst French, my kind of level of French accent, he puts on the worst French accent ever. And says, oh no, I'm going to do it in English. And the one thing that he says is, I was fighting off a polar bear when I had nothing more than a chair and an egg whisk. And he says, well, that's interesting. What do you call polar bear in French? And he says, we have stolen this from your language. We call it bear polar. It's not funny at all right now, so I'm sorry I even started this. But if you go and download Cabin Pressure, that's Cabin Pressure by John Finnemore, listen to it all the way through, come back and tell me thank you, because it was very funny. There you go. That is my advert for John Finnemore's Cabin Pressure over and done with. We will now move on with the quiz. Question 7. In film, which Disney princess has the fewest lines of dialogue? Snow White, Belle, Cinderella, or Aurora? Was this the new Doctor Strange movie? I never saw it. No. This is before Doctor Strange. Which is very funny. Very, very funny. That was fun to watch Graham argue with himself, only to let the intrusive thoughts win in the end. That's kind of what happened there. Sorry, everyone. You think it might have been Aurora? Is that the obvious answer? That's the correct answer. Fewest lines in Sleeping Beauty because she only has around 18 minutes when she's awake. Lauren takes the top spot, Dan in second, Stevie P in third. Adam missing out on the Disney one. Question 8. Who is the patron saint of sailors? Saint Elmo, Saint Sebastian, Saint Malo, or Saint Maurice? Aurora seems too obvious, but I picked... Yeah, well, sometimes the obvious answer is the correct answer. It's either C or D because the others sing. I mean, singing's still dialogue, surely. I was counting it as dialogue anyway. Second choice was Snow White, since it came out around the time when women were best seen and not heard. God, Stephen's been taking some brave pills this week. I could just imagine a slipper flying across the room now towards Stephen's head. Who is the patron saint of sailors? Saint Elmo. It's not Saint Elmo's fire, it's Saint Elmo's bolt. Saint Elmo, also known as Saint Erasmus, is one of the 14 holy helpers, particularly famous for his association with the so-called St. Elmo's fire, a weather phenomenon where a continuous luminous glow appears around pointed objects during thunderstorms. I did not know that was what St. Elmo's fire was. He is also the patron saint of abdominal pain? Really? Patron saint of sailors and periods? That seems weird. Lauren, Dan, Stephen, Zany, Adam. That's your top 5 so far. I didn't say I agreed with the sentiment, it's just that it was a different time. Says a man who's just been clonked on the head with a slipper. Also, the patron saint of sailors is Nicholas. That's the patron saint of Christmas. You're confused, Adam. St. Elmo is Mediterranean sailors. Ah, right, okay. Question 9. What record was Amelia Earhart attempting to achieve when she disappeared in the Pacific Ocean in 1937? Was it first woman to fly around the world, first woman to fly from Hawaii to mainland US, first woman to cross the Atlantic, or first woman to cross the Pacific? I mean, if she disappeared over the Pacific Ocean when she was trying to cross the Atlantic, something went seriously wrong. And the 4 people who have just chosen that are now going, oh, right, yeah, shit. What record was she trying to break? You think? Around the world. It was around the world. Well done. Wikipedia agrees with Adam. Well, sorry, Adam. I have no reason to doubt you, but they were the answers that were given to me. That was a crowd per question. You could take it out with them. Yes, to ab pain. I always had stomach problems. My parents cursed me with the middle name Elmo. I also went to maritime military school. Well, I cannot disagree then. But yes, Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Pacific Ocean trying to fly around the world. I'm not going to lie, it was a very wordy question and some of it got lost. I've started at... Well, I probably shouldn't admit to this. I seem to have reached a stage in life where if someone throws too many words or too many numbers at me, I kind of get overfaced with it and go, and just shut down altogether. It's very liberating. You should try it. Just, no, too much. Not interested. I used to spend ages trying to decipher things and work it out, and just every now and again, just go, nope, delete, done, next thing. You know that how they say if you're like reading CVs, if you're advertising a position and you're getting job applicants coming in and they send you a CV, if it's any more than 2 pages, it just goes straight in the bin. I'm kind of applying that to everything now. If you can't get over what you want in a paragraph, I'm not interested and I'm not going to help you. It's like, nope. And just doing that action of delete, only some of them follow up. It's great. Oh, I sent you this email 3 days ago asking you this. I'm like, don't care. And then you never hear from them again. It's brilliant. Anyway, here we go. Question number 10. This is your first gambling question. You can bet some, all, or none of your points. If you don't bet any points and get the question right, you don't win any points. So you might as well bet some points. That's all I'm going to say. Can I get 18 points from my birthday for no particular reason? Exactly 1 more point than Lauren, but totally random. If Lauren confirms it is your birthday within the next 10 seconds, then yes. But only if Lauren confirms it. 10, 9, 8. Just remembering there's a time delay. 7. This is very boring for everyone else. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Nope. Question 10. Doctor, I have a question. But it's tomorrow. Okay, yep, fine. Dan can hit 18 points. You kind of shot yourself in the foot there, Lauren. A nevus or nevus is a medical term for a mole, a bruise, a cyst, a blood clot. Happy birthday to Dan tomorrow. Happy birthday to Dan tomorrow. Happy birthday to Dan tomorrow. Happy birthday to you tomorrow. A nevus is a medical term for a mole, a bruise, a cyst, or a blood clot. This one you think is a mole. All the Moley brothers unite and sisters. It is a mole. A medical terminology, a nevus refers to a mole on the skin. Moles are common collections of pigmented cells and are usually harmless. They can vary in colour from pink to tan to brown or black and can appear anywhere on the body or all over the bloody body. What's that done to the scores? Lauren, straight back into the top spot. 1440. Just average Dan, 1424. Blondie in third in 970. Mona Lee's lost the points. Kit Les lost the points. Ouch. I'll give you a wah-wah. Stevie P's lost all his points. Teresa's lost some points. Let's move swiftly on. Question 11. The phrase, step not on pets, is an example of what? A homophone, a palindrome, a simile, or an onomatopoeia. What is the phrase, step not on pets? Is it a homophone, a palindrome, simile, or onomatopoeia? Libation time. That was a quick drink. That went down too fast. We are now on to House Trousers. These beers have weirder names every time. House Trousers, a Citra Pale Ale. You think step not on pets might be a palindrome? It is a palindrome, of course. The same forwards as backwards. A word, phrase, number, or other sequence of characters that read the same forwards and backwards. Lauren had that one in the bag, faster than Dan and Blondie. Zany was fast on that one, though. Someone else was fast with an 87, I think I saw there. Kit Les has gone off in a huff. Oh no, that was a 67. Question the next one. 12. What is the last name of the brothers introduced modern flight to humanity in 1903? Is it the Wright brothers, the Johnson brothers, the Smith brothers, or the Grover brothers? Now remember, it's the ones who introduced modern flight, not the ones that were first to fly. Just kidding, same thing. My dermatologist once said, "You're just a moly guy." If I saw him, he would probably say the same about me. I have an abundance of them. They whip them off every now and again, but still. Plenty of them. You think it's the Wright brothers? Despite my ruse, it is the Wright brothers. Well done. December 17th, 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright took to the dunes of the beach at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, IA, and proved to humanity they can take to the sky. Most people getting that one correct. Only one of you fell for my ruse. Question 13. How many Marvel films does Thor appear in? I suspect we may be having arguments after this one. But I have worded that correctly. Is it 7, 11, 9, or 4? I will not be accepting any. Well, it was 11 films, but that means he also appeared in 4. No, I want the exact number he appeared in. 7, 11, 9, or 4? You think it might have been 9. It was 9. And they were, in order, Thor, The Avengers, Thor, The Dark World, Avengers Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and Thor Love and Thunder. There you go. Ooh, the Armitages are not Marvel fans. Thor 1, 2, 3, 4, Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4, and Guardians 3. Was he in Guardians 3? No, Thor is not in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Even though Avengers Endgame ended with Thor joining the team, director James Gunn did not want the character in his script. The crossover plotline was instead resolved at the beginning of Thor Love and Thunder, where Thor splits ways with the group early on. So, nah. Question the next one. 14. You thought it was done? It's back again. What country won the World Cup this year? Just to see if anyone's paying attention. A little bit of sports ball. You should all get. I asked you enough questions about it. Was it France, Spain, England, or Argentina? The cheating bastards. The credit scenes don't count. Well, they do, surely. Who won the World Cup? España. It was indeed Spain. All the people from North America who couldn't give a shit didn't know. First is Dan, second is Lauren, and Adam in third place. Zenny and Applegal are like, football? I don't know. But special mention to Stevie P for getting that one right. Well done. Question 15. What country is home to the port city of Malaga? Is that in Troiki, Tunisia, Portugal, or Spain? Where is the port city of Malaga? I got it mixed up because the Guardians were in the first part of the Love and Thunder movie. Yeah, so apparently, according to what I've just read, that's because James Gunn didn't want them in the Guardians movie, so they just kind of cut it at the end of Endgame and sliced it at the start of Love and Thunder, which I can't decide whether or not I liked or not. Everyone seems very opinionated about that film, but I thought it was fine. And I get that it was stupid, but I'm kind of all right with a few things being stupid every now and again. I don't know. Anyway, where is Malaga? You think it's Portugal or Spain? It does sound a bit Portuguese-y, but it is Spanish. Dan, Lauren, Blondie making an appearance in the top 3. Zenny just outside, Adam just outside. Time to come up. That's nerds. Yep. Question 16. What do you call a scientist who studies dinosaurs? A nerd. Is that a paleontologist, an entomologist, an astrophysicist, or a geologist? Anyone who's ever watched Jurassic Park or Friends will know the answer to this one. I suspect everyone have got this one. You think it's a paleontologist? Of course it is. Well done. You. I'm expecting some 90s here. 89, 87, 82. I thought we'd get a couple of 90s there. I suppose you had to read the words. Yeah. Love and Thunder was fine. That's a good way to put it. Ragnarok was peak. Yes, I remember watching Ragnarok and going, whoa, this is a bit different. This is a step up. It was before everything went like... I know CGI was a thing before that, but that was like CGI that you weren't going, oh, look at the CGI, if that makes any sense, whatever. And the story was good, and it was good. Yeah, well, I just like that one. It was a good one. It was a good one. Ross, the paleontologist. Yes, Dan. Right, question 17. Christopher Nolan directed July's epic film adaptation of The Odyssey, but who wrote the original Greek poem it's based on? Was it Homer, Virgil, Plato, or Aristotle? A film I've almost watched twice, but thought my bladder won't take this. I'll wait until I can get it on my home cinema so as I can pause. But you think that was written by Homer almost exclusively? No. Yes, it was. Well done. It's pretty tight. The top 6 are all within striking distance of each other. This could go either way. Question 18. In July 2026, South Korea banned Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning because it contains trace amounts of what? Arsenic, morphine, microplastics, or pesticides? using one of my favourite words, bejeebus. I can only read that in a really offensive Irish accent, so I won't. Bejeebus. No, stop, Graham. No, bad, Graham. I'll run out of... No. What did South Korea ban everything but the bagel seasoning for? You thought you didn't know. Or care. It could be either at this point. But it was morphine. It had trace amounts of morphine. Ooh. Dan didn't know that one, but he's not lost too many points for it, though. As we go into the penultimate question of the evening. Question 19. Prussic acid, also known as hydrogen cyanide, can be found in what? Apricots, walnuts, coconuts, or sweet almonds? Prussic acid, also known as hydrogen cyanide. Time says that's the bagel I'm looking for. Isn't that like poppy seeds can get you done for drug driving if you've had a bagel? Or I don't know, I might be making that up. But what is prussic acid found in? Is it apricots, walnuts, coconuts, or sweet almonds? You think it's either sweet almonds or apricots, but probably sweet almonds. You'd be wrong because it's apricots. It can be found in stone fruits such as apricots, peaches, and plums. Also in bitter almonds, but not sweet almonds. Sneaky, sneaky. Right, one question to go. And where are we sat? We've got just average Dan in first place, just cresting 2,000 points. Lauren in second, Blondie in third. That is your top three. Dan and Lauren are kind of running away with it. Blondie, Zenny, Adam, Error404, and even Applegal. Going to have to risk it for a biscuit in the final question. I thought almonds were cyanide. I was almost positive when they are, just not the sweet ones. I'll get you. Here we go. Last gambling question of the evening. Remember, if you don't bet anything, you can't win anything, but you also can't lose anything. Here comes your useless clue. Test your helicopter knowledge. Test your helicopter knowledge. Obviously, helicopter. What is the religious-based term for this nut that holds a rotor onto a helicopter? Is that the Jehovah nut, the Allah nut, the Jesus nut, or the God nut? What is the name for this religious-based... What is the religious-based term for this nut that holds a rotor to a helicopter? You have plumped for Jesus nut. It is, in fact, the Jesus nut. The Jesus nut or rotor retainer holds the rotor and blades onto various helicopters like the UH-1 Huey military aircraft. It was given its name because if the rotor separates, the crew will have just enough time to pray to Jesus before they crash. What's that done for scores on doors? Your winners tonight. In third place is Blondie in third place with 3,068 points. In second place, Lauren with 3,964 points. But your winner tonight with an unassailable amount of points, just average Dan with 4,016 points. A 4,000 pointer. Pretty good. So did you bet it all and win? A rare combination. Well done, Dan. Well done. What? Oh, just broke my thing again. Stupid. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Right, let's do some live spreadsheeting, everyone's favourite part. If you're interested to know, the Europeans won tonight. Let's have a... Well, kind of spoiled it now by saying it, but for once. Rest of the world were only second. Ha, losers. Ooh, stupid non-Europeans. But the Europeans... A resounding victory. 1836 versus 1397. I think if we were to make this a trailing thing, still thousands of points ahead. But well done, Europeans. Finally did something right. Oh yeah, Dan wins some floating plants that smell like dead fish. Well, remember there was criteria. You have to both live in the UK, check, and want some floating plants. Do you want some floating plants, Plan? Plan? Do you want some floating plants, Plan? No, try again. Do you want some floating plants, Dan? You can have a few handfuls. I need to get rid of some. In fact, does anybody want some floating plants? If you're here tonight watching this, living in the UK, do you want some floating plants? Because I've got some I need to get rid of. They're going in the garden, the compost bin, if nobody wants them. Right, let me just do a bit of live spreadsheeting. Copy that. We are on week 3 of August, I believe. Yep. So that means your August scores. Guess who's in the lead? It's just average Dan with 10,960 points. Blondie's in second place. Zenny's in third. Adam's in fourth. Lauren makes up your 5th place with 7,488. Stevens in 6th. Era 404. Kit Les, The Messiah, and Jem are in 10th. Well done, everybody. Woo! Yay! Oh, fuck. Sorry. What's Teresa saying? Is the word nut restricted? Is it? Did that not show up? I can see this comment from Mandy saying, Teresa, I've heard the term in my life, but if asked independently from that question, I couldn't have told you it was helicopter related. I can't see Teresa saying anything other than this. I might, if I got funny comments on again, let me see if it's any different on this one. I've got all chat on, I can't see anything. I'd very much like some floating plans. you can definitely. Oh, well, the comments were getting flagged. Ah, right, okay. I'm not seeing that either. The moderators being super moderators and getting them before I see them. I'd very much like some floating plants. Come down tomorrow after 3, if that works for you, and take as many as you can get. I can see it above that. I can't see any. That's annoying. I am me. Surely I should be able to see anything I want to see. Interesting. Or whenever. It doesn't have to be. So I'm going away on Sunday, so it can't be Sunday, but any other time. Come and fill your boots with some floating plants. I've got some exciting news, says Applegal. I ordered a Heuiger water changer a couple of days ago. Freaking excited not to leave. You're not still lugging buckets around, are you? For my bigger tanks next week. Yeah, buckets are the devil's work. We don't need buckets in this hobby. Well, we do need buckets in this hobby. But anyone that's relying on buckets for water changes, sort yourselves out. Especially if you've got more than one tank. Oh. The comments are getting flagged. I can't see it, but usually if somebody says Graham's a dickhead, it pops up. Someone thinks you're a dickhead. And I go, yeah, got a point. Are you looking on the YouTube side or through the StreamYard? I'm looking at all of them. So I'm using Social Stream, which that's the thing that lets me do this and go show the comment, don't show the comment. But I'm also looking on the YouTube Studio, and it's not showing me any of them. Show the floating plants, please. I shouldn't have said this because he's coming here tomorrow. I could have offloaded some for money rather than just giving him some. Okay, hang on. See that? Now dripping things all over my camera. Oh, bloody hell. An easier way to do that would have been to say, Google Salvinia natans. Ads are back. I hope not ones that interrupt us. Because there are some kinds of ads that I don't get to control at all. There are other ads, such as one that I've just inserted. And again, I don't really know how that works either because I can't see anything. Are mine now all... Oh, so I can see a restricted message now. We're on a water ban in Somerset. Yeah, but the good thing about that is if you have an aquarium or a pond, you're exempt. So you're allowed to use hoses for your aquariums and ponds. Can I call you a dickhead to test the moderators if you like? No! Well, yes, and clearly that works. Is it Frogbit? No, it's Salvinia natans. It's very similar to Frogbit, but slightly different. It's really good for sucking up nitrates and things like that. It's good for shading an aquarium. I do like floating plants, but they come... Frogbit's a bit bigger and bushier. This is a bit smaller, but it's not duckweed. It's not like, it's a nice size. I see it 4:14, so something 14 your time. I don't have anything. There are no times showing on mine. Is it just because I've got top chat, live chat, and fan funded chat are my options on YouTube. But then the social stream just takes all of them, I thought. So who knows? Who knows indeed. Right, so we've got one more quiz, which is a bit of a mix of everything we'll do in a little bit. But this is a time, if you've got any questions, this is the time to take a second and think of some questions while I go and get a drink. Oh, this could be dangerous. We're going for Mango Hazy Assassin. We're going for not focusing on the beer. I'll never get any product sponsorships if I can't do this right. Mango Hazy Assassin. A mango IPA, 5.7%. Doesn't smell of mango. But talking about sponsorships, I've had my first ever paid sponsorship. So a bit of a channel update, if you will. I've done lots of sponsored videos in the past, but it's usually been for here's a thing. So we'll give you the thing. And the thing is the payment for the sponsorship. So here's a light, here's a filter, here's a whatever. But I did my first ever here's some money to talk about our thing. And that was the Ciora sponsorship that I did 2 or 3 months ago, where they gave me the Ciora gear and then gave me a rate as well. So I got paid per 1,000 views, cash money. I say it's my first sponsored video. It's about my 5th or 6th sponsored video. This is the first one who's actually paid me. So for those of you who have YouTube channels out there and are aspiring to do this, so much skullduggery goes on. So much. Yeah, we'll pay you this. Here's a contract, sign the contract. And then you never hear from them again. And I thought this was going the same way, but I'd sent them a quick email saying, hello, you've still not paid me. Here's the invoice we talked about. And like that, oh God, so sorry. I completely forgot about that. And it was in my bank account within minutes. So I was like, wow, that's the first time that's ever happened. So long may it continue is all I can say. So that was, and I did it properly. I declared that it was a sponsored video. I did all the things. So what I like about it is, as well as it being my first sponsored video, it also went wrong in that one of the items they sent me blew up. And they didn't piss and moan about me telling you all that it blew up. So I made an update video about it, about how I still use the light. I do like the light. Still use the little algae scraper thing with the temperature. I think that's quite cool. I wasn't negative about the light, but in the first video I was a bit like, too many options. There's too much here. I don't understand what's going on. As I got to use that, I found that it became a little bit more intuitive, a little bit more. It turns out reading the instructions is a good thing every now and again. I could use it on my timers. I could use it in my Home Assistance server setup. I could use it independently. It ticked all the boxes, and it did fine. And the little scraper thing, I mean, how bad can a scraper be? Its magnet was strong, and it's told the same temperature. Great. The heater, well, thank you for my super sticker. The heater, I did like until it went, and I was literally sat here and I could see it out of the corner of my eye. My daughter was cleaning a tank, and she moved away from the tank, thankfully. It's not like, it didn't go kablamo and explode, but it went pss, poof, made a huge bang, and there was a big flash. And we were both like, what the? So that's not good. So I can't say that it didn't get water on it because she was there splashing around cleaning a tank. But I think that's a kind of basic requirement, is it should be able to take a splash. All right, not submerge the controller or the plug or the wiring, but it should take a splash. And I had that discussion with them and saying, look, this happened. I'm going to talk about it. And they were like, oh, that's all right. But can you at least mention that if this had happened to a customer, we would replace it? Because you're right, it's not meant to do that. I thought that was a really nice touch, that they were happy for me to talk about it, as long as they included that they would replace it if it happened to someone else, because that item is clearly defective in their eyes, rather than what I've had with some suppliers. Oh, just don't mention that. Oh no, it shouldn't do that, but no, just don't talk about that. And I can see that as well, saying, yeah, that's fair enough. I understand why you're saying that, but I'm still going to talk about it. And others have argued and said, no, you've done something wrong. That's bad. You're the problem, not us. So that was good. So I enjoyed the products. And I enjoyed very much being paid for the products for the first time ever. What's happened in the past is sometimes I have agreed deals where they'll send me a thing and I'll make the video and then we'll have a rate per 1,000 views. And I say, and it's not like I'm getting hundreds of thousands of views. So I have like a set template that I've been using for the past year that I've sent to everyone that's offered me sponsorships to say, right, I want this, this, or this. These are your options. And most of them say, forget it then. But some of them say, yeah, okay, and we'll agree 10, 15, 20, 25 pounds per 1,000 views. And then when you get to the end of the 30 days and you go, well, I've had this many 1,000 views. Give me my money. Hello? Hello? Anybody? Hello? Never hear from them again. So that was the first one that actually worked. So I was happy that, no, it's weird to say, I was happy that something went wrong. I was happy that something went wrong and that they handled it quite well, because I think it's unreasonable to expect every product or every brand or every company to be flawless. If you're doing thousands of units of anything, mistakes will be made. I make mistakes all the time. I miss orders sometimes where I'm a bit like, I'll be looking, just double checking, going, oh, somebody ordered something like a week ago and I haven't seen the order come through. What's happened? And I'm usually, oh, really sorry, I completely missed this one. I don't know what's happened, but I'll send it out to you now and I'll give you an extra whatever. So I think it's completely reasonable to expect problems. It's more about how you deal with those problems when they get flagged to you. And they dealt with that quite well. So I was happy with that one. I've also been reached out to by, well, the number one thing of people who reach out to me are scammers, pretending to be from big brands, big companies, whatever they might be. And they're getting more and more ingenious about how they hide themselves these days. But ultimately, what they'll end up trying to do is they'll send you a contract that needs to be signed, and you need to download something to digitally sign a contract. That's when you immediately know this is bogus, this is fake. But Holy is one they've sent me. So they're like an energy drinks company. And I'm a bit like, do I look like someone who does energy drinks? But I was actually thinking about this for my kids, because they drink Monsters and Red Bulls. They don't like Red Bull, but all Aldi special versions of these drinks. And they're just full of sugar and stuff. And I see this brand Holy being advertised in a lot of the channels that I watch. I watch a lot of car. I'm not really a car guy, but I watch a lot of car channels. And they all seem to be sponsored by Holy, and various other channels that are all sponsored by Holy. So they've reached out and they've sent me, with no requirement to do anything, they've just sent me their starter pack and a few different taster packs of the various drinks that they do, just to see if I like them. And if I like them, then they're going to come back with an offer of working together. Like, why are more people not doing this? That's the perfect way, where they're not getting somebody to just, I am being paid to say this is good. This is good. They've given me the thing first to see if I like it or not. And if I don't like it, they won't work with me. And if I do like it, they will. So if I ever end up doing a Holy collaboration, this sponsored by Holy, it'll be because I quite like it, or my kids like it, because it'll be them that are the big tasters rather than me. So I'm pushing. Am I pushing? I'm not really pushing. But I'd love for this to be my job. I'm miles away from it happening. But whether it's YouTube and the business and sponsorships, I think over time, if we grow at the same rate that we're growing, well, we need to grow faster, if I'm completely honest. I might be able to use this as a bit of a lifeline to get out of my soul-sapping job that I'm in, or do something slightly different and do some contracting or something in a different way. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for more sponsorships and deals that fit with me, because I'm in a really good situation that I don't need to take all the deals, because I can be picky because I've got a proper job that pays the bills. So it's a funny one, but I'm just happy somebody gave me some money for actually doing what I said I was going to do, and I hope to have more of it as well. Right, where was up to? Oh, pardon me. Oh. Hazy indeed, it isn't. It is. I think most good brands will honour contracts and will allow you to honestly discuss their products. Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of it's not. I don't think any of them have been shady. No, a couple of them have been shady. It's more that I'm in a weird space where I'm too big to accept make a video about this thing as a freebie, and I'm too small to attract proper brand deals, if that makes sense. Ideally, I'd have a proper aquarium brand that I'd work with, because I'm big enough to make that make sense, in that the people who are watching my videos are into aquariums, so it's like your perfect audience. So if a Fluval, an Eheim, NT Labs, or whatever, so you'll notice this shop Matt works with NT Labs, George Farmer works with Fluval. They're all aligned with these brands because that's when influencer marketing actually works, because the people who watch Fish Shop Matt are into aquariums and are going to buy aquarium stuff. So if he shows some aquarium stuff, that's a lot of eyes that will buy it, better than a TV advert showing the same thing, because 99% of the people watching the TV advert won't be interested in buying aquarium stuff. 99% of people who watch Fish Shop Matt videos will be interested in it. So that's the kind of dream scenario. To work with a brand more, that I have to be a bit more careful about, because I want to work with a brand that I like and I know and I have experience of, rather than, all credit to them, Ciora, who I'd never heard of. Well, I had heard of them, but they weren't a brand I had lots of knowledge about. Fluval, I've used their filters for years. I've used their equipment for years. I know and like them and have recommended them before they ever paid me to recommend them. So I'd be happy to do that. NT Labs, similarly. JBL. I really want to work with JBL just because of the wish wash. Use this bloody thing all the time. I think it's fantastic. They won't work with me because I live in the UK for some reason, even though they sell stuff in the UK. I don't get why not. But yeah, something that I already use a lot of would be the kind of ideal. So we'll see how we go on with it. I treated myself to a DJI Osmo and action cam to try and get some cool footage in Thailand. Oh, is that the 360 one as well? No, it's the Osmo 360. It is Osmo, isn't it? I keep thinking about getting one of them because I think the shots you can get with them are cool, but I fell into this trap when I bought my first drone, thinking, oh, I can get some cool shots of the pond, and I got like 3 cool shots of the pond and went, oh, that's kind of it for a drone. There's only so many things you can do with a drone. And I think the same thing with the 360 cam. I could swing it around my head in the fish room and go, that's a cool shot. That was 500 quid well spent for that one shot. But thank you, Apple Gal, for your $5 donation. That's brilliant. Cheers. I appreciate having this community who enjoys aquariums because there are so few people who are crazy like me. we are a special bunch. Pardon me. If their products are quality and they're interested in feedback, then they shouldn't restrict you as long as you're being a dick. As long as I'm not being a dick, maybe. You should see if they'll give you another one to intentionally splash water on to see if it's really just a one-time issue. Do you know what? They did offer to send me another one, and I thought, I said no. Maybe I should have said yes and done exactly that. Yeah, I kind of missed on there. Seeing a brand listen to customers and stand by the product means a lot to me. Yeah, I think that's how I would judge a brand based on how they handle a problem rather than how they handle a success. Oh, Teresa's off. Thank you, Teresa. Did you ever get anything sorted to visit ND? No, again, that's another brand that I really want to show some love to. Because the guy that owns ND Aquatic phones me every 6 months or so to offer me a tank, and I've always said no because I've been in the middle of something. I should really do something with him, yeah. If I can't look up a phone number and call someone before signing a contract on a deal, then I'm not signing. Yeah, it's tricky though, because especially with some of the Chinese, the Taiwanese, the Korean brands, there's time differences, there's language barriers, there's a lot of Google translating going on. And the Sierra one and a lot of the other contracts I've had haven't even bothered with the contract. They didn't pay me thousands of pounds, let's put it that way. There's a lot smaller fry than that. So sometimes there's no need for that. It was more of a gentleman's agreement, but I think if I was to work with a brand properly, there would definitely be contracts involved. Brian's tank is now sponsored by Holy Energy. Well, I would love to do that. A Temu sponsorship. Yeah, a Temu sponsorship. I'm not fed up defending Temu, but I spend a lot of time defending Temu because people think you're only buying the shittest products so as you can make a funny video. And I'm like, do you watch my products? I always find some gems in my Temu products that I use. I have made this video already where I've gone around and shown you the stuff from Temu that I still use on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to do another one because they're such well-performing, high-performing videos. But I've used Temu products and defended Temu products all the time. Temu in and of itself is just a marketplace. It's all the same stuff sold in different places. Temu seems to have got a little bit of a step up on the marketing because of how stupid it is and how crazy their offers are and how... I mean, I've been drawn into it myself, and you'll get a message from them saying, oh, you've got these have been returned as such and such, and you go, all right, what's this? And we've given you 6 free things, and you're like, oh god, that was expensive, that thing. Oh, I'll take that 6 free thing, but you have to buy these 5 normal things. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake, okay, I'll buy that as well. But I spin this wheel, all right, and then I guess this number, and I have to crack an egg now. Okay, what's this? Now I have to spin a bottle. Okay, now I have to scratch a scratch. Okay. You know, like sometimes I just want to buy a thing. Just let me buy the thing. So Temu both infuriates and amuses me in equal measures because it's that kind of thing that makes people stick in to it, and it's not always great. There are some nefarious things. There's some psychological bullshit going on there to get people to buy stuff, but fun, maybe. If you endorse, I'm more likely to consider something because I know you're not going to partner with just anyone. Yeah, I have turned down more than I accept. That is true. I haven't had any problems with any seawater products. I haven't really used any seawater products. That's why this was a strange one for me. Right, where did we get to? I've got an NT Labs test kit. Any good? Yes, I also have an NT Labs test kit. I do like it. I do often find myself going back to... I have 2 main test kits, which if NT Labs or any of the others want to sponsor me, I'm more than happy to change my preferences, but my current preferences are the JBL Pro Scan. That's one where you dip a stick and take a picture of it. There are other varieties of that available, but that's the one that's the ecosystem I've bought into, and the API Master Kit. So I have done that. I will tend to go back to them, but I do have a JBL Pro test kit. I can't remember the name of it, but I got sent this like Peli case full of digital stuff that was really good actually, but in the end it went bad quickly. I've used the NT Labs test kit. That's good. I have no problems about any of the test kits that I've used. I think for me, the priority is picking a system and sticking with it because I don't know, if the API test kit tells you your nitrates are at 20 parts per million and the JBL test kit tells you they're at 10, or the NT Lab tells you they're at 40, you don't know who to believe. It's like, Man with 3 test kits. Man with 1 test kit always knows water parameters. Man with 3 test kits, never sure. So stick with 1. I do the dipsticks and the API test kits are roughly similar. They always come out the same. And I use the API, God, just saying API for fun now. I use the JBL test strips for convenience because it's quick. So it's dip, wait a minute, picture, result. Whereas the master kit and all the other types of kits like that is measure out 5 milliliters, do 15 drops of this, shake it for 35 seconds, leave it for 47 seconds, compare it to a colour on a chart, and you're like, what the fuck? Slightly more accurate or more trustworthy. But I just like to stick to one or the other of them. But NT Labs, no problems with them. Have companies ever seen the AI songs you've made on stream like Liquid Rubber? You're a dedicated user when you like a product. So Liquid Rubber were not one of the shady ones. They definitely weren't shady, but they invited me onto their creator program. Made me jump through a lot of hoops, and I got nothing out of it. I've got nothing bad to say about the product. I like the product. I use the product. I used it the other day to make some overflows waterproof. But they were very heavy on the, you must submit 17 pictures. You must submit 4 videos on this. You must do this, this, that, and the other. And then I'm like, well, where's the payment for any of this? Why am I jumping through your hoops? Oh, we've given you the product for free. Yeah, you gave me the product for free, and it cost me more than the product costs to import it because you sent it from freaking Canada, you freaking morons. So I haven't worked with Liquid Rubber, but I would be happy to if they sorted it out properly. JBL are on Team and JBL are all over the place. So I used to have a relationship with JBL. There was a very nice marketing manager who used to contact me all the time. I remember my 10,000 subscriber video. They sent me a massive box full of kit for me to give away. and I gave it all away. And then when COVID happened and Brexit happened, they said they thought they were pulling out of the UK market because of Brexit. But every event I've ever been to since then, they've been at. So they're at the ALF stands full of JBL stuff. The JBL went to Aqua last year. So, and I reached out to them again, and they just kept saying, no, we don't want to send you any stuff because it's difficult to send things to the UK now. And it is, because if you send things to the UK, there's extra customs forms you have to fill in. But there's a language barrier, clearly, because I've asked them, I've come straight out and said, I use all these JBL products and I really like them. Is there any chance I could work with you? I'm not after a freebie. I don't want free stuff. I want to work with you. And is that of interest? We can't send you things in the UK. I'm like, I don't want you to send me things. I just wondered if there was any way I could help out with any marketing. I know you sell stuff in the UK. Could I make some videos about JBL products and we work and collaborate on those projects? We can't send things to the UK. I mean, okay. But so if that hasn't come to fruition, there aren't that many brands that Fluval's the only other brand that actually use a lot of their stuff. I haven't really used Oase stuff. I haven't really used Eheim stuff. I've got the odd bit here and there. There's no other brands that, and it feels more comfortable for me if it's a brand I already use. So the reason I mentioned the Holy thing is because if another AN other brand, whether it was NT Labs or whether it was whoever, I like the idea of, here's a bunch of our stuff, try it, and if you like it, we can maybe work together. That's the kind of deal I could get behind. But I'm not going to go out and spend hundreds of pounds of my own money to try something to see whether or not I like it, and then approach them and try and twist their arm to give me some kind of sponsorship deal. I'm sounding very needy now, so I'm not. But let's change the subject. Let's get back on to quiz. We've got one more quiz to do. This is a little bit of everything. Present the trivia. Those of you who like to scan the scanny thing, here is the scanny thing. Those of you who like to click a link, here is a link. I'm all about the diptych tests because I actually use them. I've tried the liquid ones and found the stick test just as good. Yeah, I found my only complaint with the stick tests is I found them a little bit less forgiving, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So the dipstick tests that I've used have been dip it for 3 seconds, shake it 3 times, and leave it for 60 seconds. So I've done a load of testing on this. If I dip it for 4 seconds, or if I leave it for 65 seconds, I get a very different result than if I do it for exactly 60 seconds. So as long as I'm following the exact instructions exactly, I get a reasonably consistent result. But as soon as I deviate from that, whether that's just absent-mindedness, if it's... I don't know how much of a difference dipping it for 3.4 seconds makes over 3.2 seconds. There's a little bit of play in that. And sometimes when it gets to the end of 60 seconds and you go to take the picture and it doesn't work right, you have to refocus it or you get it out in the shadow or something and you're like, oh no, it's been 70 seconds now. Oh, for fuck's sake, this is not going to be accurate. I've kind of learned how to accommodate all that, so I'm just good at taking those pictures now, so I'm fine with it. That's okay. Whereas the liquid tests, I think there is less opportunity for going wrong. They seem more complicated. Like I want 8 drops of this bottle, half a shake, 8 drops of that bottle, another shake, and then compare it to this. There doesn't, as long as you get the drops right, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference in time. So it's not like if you let it sit for 30 seconds, it's a very different color than letting it sit for 3 times that much. So it seems to be, and when I say it's more accurate, it seems to be more accurate like that, as in I can't make as many mistakes with them. And I guess it's just personal taste as well. It's what you get used to using. The NT Labs one or the JBL ones where you stare down at them, so you fill a vial full of water and put your mixture in there and you stare down at it. I quite like that because it's a little bit clearer than holding it up against the API one wants you to hold it up against a card, and depending on the light source and where it's coming from, the colours look very different. And I'm not great with the colours myself. I am colourblind. But yeah, I would love if there was just something. So that's why I'm experimenting with these probes. I will finish a sentence at some point tonight. I would love if there was something where I could just go click, click, click. What is the nitrate level of aquarium 3? And it would go, oh, it's 22 parts per million. Thank you very much. And then there are slides and there are probes that will measure pH, that will measure TDS, that will measure salinity. Nitrates, not found anything great for that. Nitrite, not found anything at all. Chlorine, a bit hit and miss with the ones that I've tried so far. And they're all very expensive and they're all very short shelf lives. So they work for 60 days or they work for 90 days and then you have to buy a whole new set of them. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake, no, I don't care that much. I'll go back to my liquid test. So I would love it if there was a solution that you could just have a probe in the water, hook it up to an app on your phone or your computer or whatever it was and go, right, it's this. But I think we're far away from that at the moment. As Applegal says there, I'd like to have an electronic probe that measures all of that and pops up on a screen. Exactly. That's exactly what I want. That is the goal. I find test strips are good when you're familiar, but I always have a liquid on hand in case the strips show something funny. I often do that as well, where I'll have my test strips that'll dip. I've kind of got, my system is I'll dip and go, yep, that's within expected ranges and forget about it, or I'll dip and go, that's a bit funny, and then I'll do another dip, still a bit funny, and then I'll go to the liquid test and go, yeah, something is wrong here. And that's my kind of process, but it's always gone like that. I should really trust myself to go dip, something's wrong. I'll just assume it's wrong and I'll try and fix it, but I always go dip, liquid dip. Okay, now I believe that that's wrong, and that half an hour's passed by that point. So I should just trust myself more and go straight for it. I pitched the API liquid kit because it pissed me off. Perhaps I don't have the patience. There is that a little bit, yeah. I like the Sarah because it doesn't require upper arm workout to test, and the vials are marked so you can dilute the test further to get a more accurate results. I haven't seen that. I might have a look into that one. I love the Fluval stuff, I guess because they're so prominent in Canada. Their bug bites foods are just... I do like Fluval. There are different opinions. Not everyone likes it, but I do. I think you get a lot of bang for your buck. I think you get less bang for your buck than you used to. An FX6 is over 300 quid now. That's not cheap. I count to 30 with my stick tests. 1 locomotive, 2 locomotive. Yeah, and if you can, and you can do that, then that is a good way to do it. But all I was saying was that if you go a few seconds over on them, you seem to get very different results. There seems to be quite a short window of accuracy, whereas the liquid test kits seem to give you a bigger window of accuracy. Using the same lights to look at the strips and angle, yeah, that can help. And that's how I've got my little test area over there where I know if I stand here, the lights all coming from the right direction. I'm not going to cast a shadow. I can get it in focus. Go, and we're okay. Or it has to be calibrated every... Yes. So one of the pH probes I've been testing, not every 15 minutes, obviously, but they're like, oh, you just have to buy this liter of calibration fluid. And you're like, for fuck's sake, why do I need a liter of it? Well, because that'll last you a month. And you're like, a month? What? How much am I calibrating? Right, sorry, I've been pushing this quiz without actually pushing it. We have a quiz to play. And we have 10 of you ready to play it. And I've been talking away as if we've got nothing better to do with their evenings. We've only got 5 minutes left. Right, quick, I'm ready. Let's get on to it. Ready, steady, go. In 15 seconds. This is a little bit of everything. Hopefully, I have changed all the questions because I've reused the quiz and changed the questions. I hope. What word goes between these two to form 2 new words or phrases? We have golf blank room, a golf blank, and a blank room. Remember, extra points for being technically correct. Half the time, calibration fluid is just RO water. I'm convinced of it. Yeah, I think it's our distilled. There's another one where... What was the brand? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember the brand, but I had bought a probe that came with 2 small bottles of calibration fluid for a pH probe. And one was like a high pH calibration and a low pH. So one was set to like, this is set to 4 and this is set to 7. And I knocked over the 7 version and I emailed and said, oh, can I buy another one of these? And they went, oh, well, just buy a bottle of distilled water. I was like, you wankers. Right. What word goes in between these 2 words? Golf blank, blank room. You have gone for club, golf club. Yes. Club room. I don't know what a club room is, so I don't think that's a technically correct, is it? Club rooms? Is a club room a thing? Let's see what Google says. Is a club room a thing? A club room could be a thing. The term might commonly refer to an upgraded hotel room category. Nah. I'm not giving it for that. Unless somebody makes a good argument for club room being a thing. No. Ball, golf ball, ballroom, ding ding ding. Golf course, course room, also no. Tea room, golf tea, well, tea room's a thing, but not TEE, so no. Cart room, no. No. Clubhouse, yes, like a golf clubhouse. Or if you're in a club, you might have a. No, ball it is. That's what I wanted. Well done, everyone. Well done, all three of you. Ballroom is what you need when you're seated too closely together. Apparently 3 of you got that, but only 2 of you survived. So we've got rid of 8 people straight away. I'm going to add in some more people. There you go. Oh, you're still in. Question 2. Arrange these landmarks by age, oldest at top. Great Wall of China, Stonehenge, Giza Pyramids, the Colosseum. Best of luck, everyone. Going to have everyone out on question 2. I've given you a whole minute for this, so you could technically Google it. Not that I'm telling you how to cheat. But if you were to screenshot this, stick it in ChatGPT, it would tell you the answer. You think the answers are Stonehenge, Giza Pyramids, Great Wall of China, and Colosseum, but the actual answer is Colosseum is older than the Great Wall of China. Oh, the G's and Applegal are the only ones in. They'll play along, everyone. Please, please. Question 3. I am an odd number. Take away a letter and I become even. What number am I? This is your riddle for the evening. I am an odd number. Take away a letter and I become even. What number am I? Some of you got this one quite quickly. Well done. Everyone that's answered so far is correct, if that helps. Get your answers in quick. Seven is the most popular answer. 11. Take away 1 and I become even. No. 7. I mean, technically, any odd number, if you were doing it number-wise, take away 1, it would become even. But we were going for 7. We were trying to be clever. The G's and Applegal are still in. Question 4. This is your answer smash. A marine animal with flippers, an official stamp or mark, or special forces soldier, or a 90s soul singer. And that thing. So what is that thing? And what is any one of these things? So these are all the same thing. A definition of something. What is it? I especially like whoever's answered marine paratrooper penguin. Hose dolphin is also good. A marine animal with flippers is a seal. An official stamp or mark is a seal. A special forces soldier could be a seal. And a 90s soul singer is seal. And that's a hose. So I was looking for hose seal, not marine paratrooper penguin or hose dolphin, but, you know, good answers. The G's and Applegal are still in. Question the next. This is your dingbat. This is a thing. Say what you see. What could this thing be? Tactical nuclear penguin. That took too long. I don't like this game and it makes me feel dumb. It's too long and confusing. This wouldn't be the second game if it wasn't upsetting everyone. Thank you for keeping it consistent, everyone. Come on, this one's surely gettable. What do you see? You see a book. And what's on the book? Treble Clef book. No. All these beers have been delicious. I was going to cancel this order. It's a note on a book. I was looking for notebook, not audiobook, music book, song book. Oh, I'm feeling generous. You can all have that one. That's what 6 beers does to a man. I think they might even have been technically correct. Music book was Stephen. Song book was Zenny. Audiobook was Dan. Right, all of you can have some extra points. Or you could have done if you weren't already eliminated. Oh, have I picked an eliminator? I have picked an eliminator. I can't do anything about that. Well, just well done. Pat yourselves on the back. Next. Forwards, I am heavy. Backwards, I am not. What am I? Did someone say GeoGuessr? I will next week. I will load up a GeoGuessr, even if we don't play it or not, just so as it's ready. If the audience demands, we can play GeoGuessr. I just don't have one to play at the moment. Forwards, I am heavy. Backwards, I am not. What am I? Participation award. Well, I do like the, I don't know. What? Eh? I love those answers. But I was looking for ton. Forwards, I am heavy. A ton is heavy. Backwards, I am not. Ton. Backwards, not backwards. Ton. Ton. Wah, 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 wah. We will continue, see who gets the most correct answers. If I show you, no, if I show you, no, I can't show you anything. If I show you this, you'll see the G's, Blondie, Applegal, and Error 404, Zany, and Dan all have 6 questions. Is that right? Oh, idiot. That just means they've answered 6 questions. The G's, Blondie, Applegal, and Error 404 have got 5 out of 6 right. Question 7. What word goes in between these? White, blank, blank cloth. What word fits with both of them? Some weird answers getting put in here. Whitewash, washcloth. White dish, dishcloth. What's a white dish? White wedding. Wedding cloth. No. House cloth. No. Tea cloth. White tea. What's white tea? White table. Tablecloth. What's a white table? That's a stretch. No. I wanted wash. Whitewash, washcloth. Nobody's in. Question 8. Moving swiftly on. Put these things in cost per gram order. The biggest at the top. What costs the most per gram? Put that at the top. We've got cocaine, diamond, antimatter, and gold. Cost per gram. Is it cocaine, diamond, gold, antimatter? Does anybody know? Well, what you think is... There's my mouse gone. You think it's antimatter, diamond, cocaine, and then gold. It is. Antimatter costs $100 trillion per gram. Diamonds at $64,000 per gram. Cocaine $600 per gram. And gold is $40 per gram. Roughly. It's a long time since I bought any antimatter. Question 9. This is a phrase. Say what you see. Not really a phrase. A colloquialism. This is literally say what you see. What? Where are they buying their cocaine? I didn't like to say anything about that one. Must be good stuff. That's all I'll say. We've got bent police officer, chocolate fire guard, inspector, I dropped the contact, letting your guard down, cop bending over on a sidewalk, and that is literally say what you see. Tired cop. I was going for bent copper. Bent copper. So I'm going to take bent police officer as correct. And bent copper. It's a copper, it's bent over. Final question. Last answer smash. A test or sample program or person who operates a vessel through a course. And that thing. It's been about 30 years, but a gram of coke should be about $50. I have no idea. Maybe I just put in an extra zero. Who knows? What? Copper? Is copper not an American thing then? Copper's a policeman. A cop. Why do you think you call your cops cops? Because they're from coppers. What is a bent copper anyway? A bent copper is a dodgy policeman. If your policeman was on the payroll of the mob, he would be a bent copper. Bent copper, surely that's a universal saying. Is bent copper a universal saying? No. No, bent copper is not a universal saying. It's primarily British and Commonwealth slang, meaning a corrupt police officer. While it's understood in most English-speaking nations through media, it's rarely used out of the UK, Ireland, or Australian contexts. Sorry, everyone. Bent is slang for corrupt, dishonest. Copper is slang for police officer. Crooked cops is what we call them. Crooked, bent. Yeah. No one ever seen Line of Duty. Anyway, what's this one? What's this answer smash? A test sample program, a person who operates a vessel through a course, and that thing is an otter. And someone who operates a vessel through a course is a pilot, or a test program, or a sample program is a pilot. I was looking for pilotter. Pilot and otter. Pilotter. Pie otter. You're missing an L, but I'm going to give you it. Navigator, no. Beta seaman, weaselovage, no. Otter exam, no. I was looking for pilotter. That means nobody has won. So let me show you the rankings very quickly. And then I need to look at them on this screen because my eyes are terrible. The G's answered all 10 and got 8 correct. The G's are your winners this evening. Well done, G's. Blondie got 7, Applegal got 6, Error 404 got a number. That could be a 6, could be a 5, can't tell. Zenny got, I need new glasses, 5, maybe. And other people got scores too. Well done, everyone. That didn't look like an otter to me. It couldn't have looked more like an otter. It's too confusing when you add all the examples. Okay, so we'll just have one definition of pilot. Someone that flies a plane. Then it'd be too easy. Morally got 1. Well, someone got none. Adam and Lee got 1. Kitles got none, but they only answered 1. They got it wrong. They gave up. But well done, everyone else, for at least trying 9 or 10 questions. Right, I've got some homework for you. No, big face. There we go. Because it's way past my bedtime and way past my showtime. But I would like you all. Do you remember every now and again the spiritual reefer comes and plays the games? He hasn't tonight, so you know. But I'd like you to go on YouTube and look up the spiritual reefer, Harry, who comes and joins us on the games sometimes. It's one of the guys I met at Aqua last year. He's one of those salty weirdos, but he makes quite beautiful videos, and he has released a video fairly recently. I'd like to give him a bit of a shout out. I should have prepared for this and had a link ready to go. And I will quickly try and figure out how to do that. Well, I just make funny noises into them. But as you can imagine by his name, spiritual. It's all about a bit deep and stuff. But when I met him, I checked out some of his videos and I was like, oh, it's one of those bastards that makes beautiful videos. And it does make some nice cinematic. There's the word. That's what I was going for. It makes some nice cinematic videos. And it comes off as if he doesn't put a lot of effort into them, but I hope he puts a lot of effort into them because they come off very nicely. And he's put a new one in. I haven't watched it yet, so this is a blind recommendation. But all of his previous videos, they've all got very nice soundboard. Why things flashing? Very nice soundboards, very nice cinematics, very nice things. So, what's going on? I haven't watched it yet. Blind recommendation. Go and watch it. Say Graham sent you. That's all I have for you. For everyone else, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. See you when I find the button that says goodbye. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. End. There we go. Bye. Nope, we're back. Because I've just seen JT Keeping Fish has come in. Jack, welcome. How are you? Have you got anything to tell us? Any big life announcements that you want to mention? Anything you want to say? Those of you who don't follow JT Keeping Fish, he is someone who I have known for a few years and have followed his YouTube journey. Primarily because he's the same age as my eldest son, roughly. And he's only gone and got bloody engaged. So I just don't want him giving any ideas to my kids. So if any of my kids are watching, no, not until you're in your 20s. No, not allowed. That said, however, congratulations, Jack. Well done. That's all I'm going to say. I can't believe you convinced someone, but well done. Bye. I've lost the button again. Bye.